Yo, this is your first time here, welcome. Been here before, welcome back. Today I'm going to be running over a little bit of a review, kind of just a did you know, on an extremely cheap ultra-wide monitor that can be used for both video editing and gaming as well. It's an option that you might not have thought about, and I've had a couple of questions about what type of monitors that I have either side of my main monitor, so I figured I would just put up a little short video to run through the details of it, where I got them from, the price, whether it's worth it, the usual stuff that I do. While you're here, don't forget to click that sub button, try to chase 1,000 subs by the end of the year. It'd be greatly appreciated if you would click it, leave a like, leave a comment, do what you need to do. Won't waste any time, let's get into it. Tired today. So, what is the item we're discussing today? The item we have is the LG Ultrawide 25UM58. This is a 25-inch IPS monitor that is 2560 by 1080. Some of the key specs on it, they might sound underwhelming, but I'm going to try and sell it to you a little bit. So this is a HDMI monitor. It's got a 5 millisecond response time, a 60Hz refresh rate, 99% sRGB color accuracy, or so it says, a sleek black look, an intuitive menu, easy plug and play, and is relatively bright as a monitor as far as monitors go. I'm not really one to spout off the specs that most of the time when I watch videos like this I don't understand, so I'm just going to tell you the stuff that I like about it and what I think it's good for. So for a start, for video editing, if you've ever done it, you'll notice that you need a lot of real estate, and for me, I like as much real estate as humanly possible. You could say that in this case, I've got one either side that is a little bit overkill. However, if you're working with timelines or you're working with anything where you need a bunch of windows, if you need an editing window, Lumetri color on one, you want to have, I don't know, clipping on one, the monitor on the other, sound on another, audition in another, it's good to have as much real estate as possible. That's why these widescreen ultra-wide monitors are good, because you can kind of imagine them like two separate monitors. Split them in half and you can put two stuff on it, or you can spread one whole timeline across it for the entire thing. That's why I really think if you're into video editing that these are a solid purchase. Typically, if you're looking for ultra-wide monitors, they can come in at stupidly high prices, 300, 400, 500 quid. And that's mainly because you're paying for the refresh rate. Now I get that, and if you've got the money to splurge it, then fine. But two things for me. One, I love a bargain, so if I can get away with cheaper equipment, I'll always do it. And number two, when you're starting out with your setup, it's kind of, you just want to get a PC first, you want to get a decent monitor, chair, desk, peripherals, and then extra monitors are kind of something that you're probably not that bothered about, unless an ultrawide is what you're going for straight away. So when I wanted to add these on and went to have a look, on Amazon, it's about 130 quid currently, right? 130 quid. I still think it's a steal at that. However, I got both of these second hand at two separate times. It turns out that there are multiple lots of these all over the internet. Facebook Marketplace was the first one and eBay was the second one. They were both 70, one was 70 quid and one was 80 quid. Now, that means I've just gotten essentially 4 screens worth, because they're ultra wide, for, I can't do the maths, 130 quid. So the same price as what I could have gotten one for on Amazon. Now, if you have a scroll through and you can find one of these second hand, I would recommend picking them up every day of the week. They're amazing to have, particularly for video editing. However, for gaming, right? Now I know that people are going to shout to me, oh, you know, 5 milliseconds response time is too slow, 60Hz refresh doesn't work for gaming. Well, I beg to differ. So every console player, apart from our next gen consoles, but remember, if you've been playing Xbox Ones or PS4s or whatever for the past while, the majority of TVs have between 60 and 75 refresh rate. So as long as you've got your in-game settings set up to work with that, then I see no issue with playing like that. The majority of console players have been playing at 60 FPS, and therefore you're not at a disadvantage. If you're kind of the PC elite and you're playing like Warzone or something, I probably wouldn't use it for Warzone, I probably wouldn't use it for something like Apex. But if you're wanting to do something like Assassin's Creed or Valheim or something where it just looks amazing on a much wider screen with a wider FOV, definitely use it. And that's not to say that you can't use it for Warzone or anything competitive, you'll just be at a slight disadvantage compared to if you're up at 144. Now it isn't 1440 obviously, and it isn't 4K, but 1080 is fine, especially if you're on a bit of a budget. You probably have a PC that is maybe a little bit lower end as well, and therefore you're not going to be spitting out anything that's higher than 1080. So my argument would be that it is still a good solid choice for the price that you're getting, especially for how much screen that you get and how cool they look. I have used it for bits of photo editing and it's okay, it works as it should, but although it does claim the 99% sRGB space, I don't really buy it too much, just because when I'm looking at the difference between like my Samsung monitors and that, they're a little bit iffy. However, there's a few different modes in it that you can change to. You can change to things like first person shooter mode, you can change to things like photo editing mode, or not specifically photo editing mode, it's got another game, but the menus are really easy to work through, so you can get there to use it for that if you do want as well. But I just think that I wanted to make this video just because if you can find these secondhand and you're in the market for a kind of ultra wide monitor, this is bang on and the way to go. I'll put the links There is a USA link and a UK link that I can put into the description. Pick them up on Amazon if you want, but I would just look at the type of monitor that it is, put it into Facebook Marketplace or eBay, and see if you can find one of them and pick them up. Just literally just buy one and see what you think. You can go vertical with them if you want to mount them that way, or you can go normal like me and have the fighter pilot kind of view. And if you do that, just go find it and buy one and tell me what you think. Even if you decide that you're not going to use it, these still resell for the same amount of cash. So if you really don't like it, then you can resell back on eBay. It's not an issue at all. But I can guarantee once you've got it, you probably won't want to get rid of it. And actually, once you've used that real estate in ultrawide, it's difficult to go back. I've been looking at separate monitors so I can get one either side, like 27-inch Acer Nitros or something, and I can't justify getting rid of the real estate. There are a couple of other options that you can go into for ultrawide if you want that are kind of on the expensive end. For me, of course, it depends on your budget. I'll leave links to them, but that's if you're specifically looking to go for the gaming route. If you are, then that's fine. But I still think that these are a solid choice for gaming on. I genuinely do. And I think it's worth you punting out to just try, find one second hand, pick it up, use it. If you don't like it, get rid. But anyway, that's what these monitors are. And that's where I got them from. That's how much I paid for them. And I do think they're worth a buy. Absolutely. And because I'm telling you to buy these second hand, I'm not trying to shill them to you because I have nothing to gain from that. I'm telling you to go and find a place to buy them from. So I gain nothing from that. But anyway, another short video on these monitors and what I think of them and whether I think you should get them. Let me know whether you think I'm right or wrong in the comments as usual. I respond to almost all of my comments. And if you click that sub button, it helps me massively. Like, do what you need to do. But until next time, see you then.